All right. Welcome to everyone who has joined. We're right on time here, getting kicked off for our Syngenta Flowers 2025 New Varieties webinar. So this is something new that we're doing this year to kind of get the word out even further about our new varieties for this year and give you a sneak peek of what you'll see at CAST in March. So we'll start off here with just a little bit of housekeeping for our webinar and our recording here, which we are recording. So this will be available on our YouTube site and our Syngenta Flowers website and sent out via email to those who registered to be able to relive the magic later. And cross-reference your notes and also share with friends who could not make it to the live event. We would love to hear your questions. So if you have a question as we go along, feel free to type it into the Q&A. And ones that we can address during the presentation, we'll type in a note. Or if it's something that we definitely want one of our product managers here to answer, we'll either maybe quickly do it during the presentation, or we do have time built into the presentation at the end in order to address any Q&A. So please utilize that feature. And with that, I will kick us off here. So, like I said, this is a sneak peek of what you'll see for the new introductions that we launch at our California Spring Trials event coming up at the end of March. Our theme this year, which you'll see a lot with all of our backgrounds of our presenters here, our lovely product management team, is rooted in teamwork. So we get a lot more done when we work together, and you'll see a lot of that theme at our show and through the year for Syngenta Flowers. Here is our amazing product management team that you'll be hearing from today about their new introductions. So we've got Matt Blanchard, Amy Briggs-Maka, Jennifer Emerson, who is joining us today, but kind of feeling a little under the weather. So she's here for moral support and answering any Q&A, but we're gonna do some teamwork here, and I'm gonna be her voice today to present her products. We've got Marcus Aldo joining us, Amy Gardner, and also Amy Gonzalez. All right, so we'll get into it and start off with our new seed variety introductions and kick off with Cora XDR.
All right, so thanks for joining everybody. My name is Amy Gardner and I'm one of the seed product managers. And I have to say that out of our 75 new seed varieties covering 6 different series and counting, this is my most exciting one. I am biased, of course, but we finally have a red Cora XDR that has XDR disease resistance. This will be replacing the classic red. So there's a ton of improvements in this variety. Cora Classic Red will be going away and Red Glow will be taking its place. So with this, you get an extreme disease resistance package. And at this point, we are screening with over 35 different contemporary strains of aerial Phytophthora when we are developing this series. And this one has one of the best disease packages yet. So we're very excited to introduce this. Excellent quality. If you go to the next slide, Allison, you can see that this will be our Cora XDR lineup, the full assortment here. And then if we go to the following slide, I can point out some of the improvements we've got. So we do have some comparison shots, and this is to show you how the red compares with other reds on the market. So you've got Titan Dark Red, which is a fantastic color, kind of the standard bearer for red on the market, in my opinion. Cora Red Glow is right there next to it. You can see the habit is fantastic. The red is a little bit more of a cherry, but it is red and it is a fantastic solution for those of us in high disease prone areas. You can see on the bottom left, there is the classic red compared to the new Red Glow. The red glow is going to be a bit more compact, very, very uniform and very well branched. And then you can see it has a fantastic flower form. And more than anything, it's all about the disease package. So as most of you know, we do rigorous testing, not only bioassay, but we actually test in the ground in multiple locations. The bottom right comparison shot is from our third-party verification site, which is at Clemson University. And this is a blind trial where all of our genetics are grown out. All of our competitor genetics are grown out, and the purpose of this trial is to select the most disease-resistant genetics we possibly can. So this was a picture of red glow at the end of the trial and a competitor with disease resistance at the end of the trial. So we are super excited about this one. And yeah, so that is our first new variety. We also did a rebrand last year. Our tagline for Cora XDR is the flower with the power. And this you're going to see at CAST. We'll have a full display of the point of purchase materials, which are customer and consumer facing rather than grower facing. So we are trying to make it easier for folks to really understand the solution that Cora XDR brings to the market. Next, we have Beehive. So Beehive is a spreading pentas series from seed. This is a fantastic option for hanging baskets and combinations. As you know, we also have a vegetative type. It's a little bit different than the vegetative type in that it's slightly more airy and it's very easy to put into combinations. From the very beginning of growth, you're going to get 90-degree lateral branches coming from the base of the plant. So this is branching and growing in a cascading manner from the very beginning. If you go to the next slide, you can see that we've got 4 colors now. The white we've had in the market for a little while, but now we've got a pink bicolor, a lipstick, very close to red, not quite red, we'll get there, but we've got lipstick, and then we have lilac. So 4 beautiful colors to put into high heat and climates that require a bit more of a stronger plant. Okay, and with that, I'll hand it over to Allison.
All right, so Sunfinity Sunflower, one of my absolute favorite product lines from Syngenta Flowers. And super excited that this season we have another variety to add to the Sunfinity lineup. So this is from seed, just like the original Sunfinity Yellow Dark Center. And this is the yellow red bicolor. So the red halo in the center of this flower is awesome for those fall retail sales. So a different position for Sunfinity, but also still really great for summer too. I mean, it's just a very unique flower. And still has that Sunfinity promise of endless blooms all season long. You know, Sunfinity really redefined what a sunflower is to our industry with, you know, not being kind of the one flower and done type sunflower. It has that longevity of the Sunfinity infinite blooms that just keeps going 9 to 12 weeks of performance. So really excited to add this to the assortment. And also a reminder on Sunfinity, like with the Cora XDR, we have that great POP for it as well that helps to tell that story for the consumer of it being different from the other pot sunflowers that are on the market with the endless blooms and that it keeps going. So, you know, be sure to check out those pots and tags. And we have an updated mysunfinity.com website, which is our consumer-facing website. So the information for that is also on our POP, which gives home gardeners resources to be extra successful with Sunfinity and help tell that Sunfinity story. So definitely check that out, mysunfinity.com. On the next slide here, we have some photos from some of our outdoor trials to show that performance of Sunfinity. So it has that great vigor on it, that great rebranching habit. And here you can see that some of those bicolors are shades. So it's a very dynamic plant with the shades of the red bicolor in there. Just really, really pretty. Be great in combinations, which we'll also see a lot of at Cast. So just saying. And then the next variety is, the next new series actually is Sweet Duet. So this is a new seed series for us in Snapdragon. Very excited about this. You know, seeing it on a screen doesn't really do it justice. You got to come see it at Cast or get some plants yourself, because the scent of these is phenomenal with this Sweet Duet. So these beautiful double flowers and also an amazing fragrance to them are a great duet of characteristics to have. Uh, we love the vibrant colors on these and the excellent branching habit that they have and reflowering. Really great component for premium combinations with this really beautiful snapdragon that's, you know, not your typical flower form. And we've seen this perform even into the summer months, which is great for a snapdragon that's, you know, usually a cool season crop. We've got some photos here from Gilroy in the spring to show some of the vibrant colors and the strong stems that you get on it. But then the second set of photos there is from Utah in week 35. So it's really great to see that follow-up flowering and still lots of color on a snapdragon at that time of year. So really excited for this new introduction of our Sweet Duet snapdragon. All right,
Okay,
Mark.
so we have a new viola series that we're excited to share with you. This is Penny Pro, produced for performance. This is an upgrade to our current Penny series. It's designed to perform well in both the spring and the fall seasons. These will have a higher level of uniformity, both in flower timing and in vigor across the entire series. This will give you a consistent and efficient results for your growing your crops. We're starting off, these will look great in containers and in the landscape, so they do both. We have 13 colors at launch. We have most of the core classes present. We will have the current Penny, both the singles and the mixes carried over, so they will be able to supplement your Penny Pro assortment. Here's some advantages of the Penny Pro. They're quicker to finish. They'll give you more greenhouse space, growing your efficiencies. The abundant flowering, the free flowering nature of Penny Pro will give you a lot of branching and many flowers, and it'll continuously flower. So it'll give you this carpet of color, which really are great for attracting attention. The seed quality is outstanding, good germ rate, and a grower-friendly habit that we'll go into deeper in the next slide. So underneath all that color, you have a really strong fundamental plant. So it has vigorous roots that'll give you a strong foundation to hold all those branching. And all that branching will help quickly fill the pot and give you abundant flowers and continuous flowers. And last but not least, on the grower-friendly traits is the compact peduncles. These will resist stretching, reducing some of your need for PGRs. So that will help. All these will help you grow an efficient and consistent crop across the entire series. We will be adding mixes and more colors in the years to come. And as those come in, we will start dropping the current Penny lines.
And we're really excited to have this at Cast 2 next to Delta Pro. So we got Penny Pro and Delta Pro now. So Mark has a lot to talk about with you at Cast 2 for that. So we've got some cool POP for that as well. Plant like a pro. So that's going to be exciting. Thank you, Mark. All right, now we will transition into some new varieties for our vegetative annuals and kick it off with Matt.
Yeah, thank you, Allison. So to start off vegetative, we are launching a new series to complement our existing begonia assortment, and the series is named Eye Candy. And eye candy are hybrid begonias, and they all have these large double flowers against dark chocolate foliage. They're just beautiful, beautiful large double flowers, and we are launching it with 5 colors: coral pink, inferno, lemon yellow, sunset, and vanilla cream. And eye candy does best in quart pots all the way up to large pots and hanging baskets. What makes eye candy special is these really pop on any consumer's patio or porch or basically any outdoor space. They do well in shade to part sun, and shoppers certainly will just gravitate to these beautiful large flowers in the range of colors you have in the assortment. The next slide shows you some wonderful trial photographs of how well these plants look in the garden. So going clockwise, in the top left, we have sunset, inferno, lemon yellow, vanilla cream, and coral pink. What I love about eye candy is not just these large double flowers, but look at the flower coverage you have on the tops and the sides. As these plants grow throughout the summer, they just keep looking better and better. So you can imagine any consumer who buys one of these at retail, takes it home, puts this in their garden and their patio, how well these are going to look all throughout the summer. They're easy to maintain, easy to grow, and they're just a beautiful display of flowers. My favorite color is probably the sunset in the top left, just because you have a unique bicolor shades all in the same plant. You have oranges and yellows and pinks, just a beautiful collection of different shades. Now, to complement this series, we have curated a range of POP materials ranging from stake tags to locking tags to bench cards and bench tapes. These have all really been developed with the consumer in mind, and we really want these to go with these awesome genetics to pair well at retail and to give shoppers something to get excited about. All this POP will be available at mastertag.com. But if you want to see it for yourself, you can come visit us next month at our California spring trials and see how well some of this POP looks with the genetics and how they're going to really stand out together. 2 new varieties that we also want to present are our interspecific New Guinea Patience Spectra. The 2 new colors are Spectra Deep Red and Spectra Peach Bicolor. Now, Spectra is an interspecific New Guinea, and it's a better New Guinea. And it's better than a traditional New Guinea because it's earlier to flower, and it has more flowers at first flower. So the 2 new colors is Deep Red. It's a rich, velvety, dark red color that pops. And the Peach Bicolor is a unique novelty color that has these different shades of pink all in the same flower with a rosy stripe on one of the petals. And you can see in that photograph just the beautiful flower coverage you have on the tops and sides. We have some trial photographs for you as well. First of all, here's our range of colors ranging from bright red to all the way to white. And those 2 novelty colors, the Peach Bicolor and the Pink Bicolor, and just a great flower coverage. In the trial photographs, you can see the deep red and on the top left paired with the Spectra white, how well those colors complement each other. In the trial photograph in the middle, we have the new deep red with that deep red velvety color paired with the bright red. And you can see how those 2 colors complement each other well, but they're different and they have their each unique space. The bright red is more of a scarlet red color and more of a wider, flatter habit. And then we have the 2 novelty colors in the top right, the new Peach Bicolor and that beautiful Pink Bicolor. And both really have their own space and certainly something that shoppers will get excited about. And the 2 trial photographs in the bottom just show you how well these plants do in the summer. They're best grown in shade or part shade. These large flowers just keep flowering all summer long. Where growers have been the most successful with Spectra is we have seen beautiful hanging baskets produced in the spring, particularly for Mother's Day. And with that flower coverage that you have on the tops and sides, it's something that really pops at retail.
I love the flower size on these spectras, Matt. It's it's tremendous, the color coverage and the size of the flowers, and they hold up in their quality too.
Mm-hmm. Dipladenia. So Syngenta offers 3 series of Dipladenia for any grower's need. We offer a Petite Medinia, our Core Regular Medinia, and our Maximo Medinia. We have a new color addition for our Core series Medinia, and that's Medinia Elegant White. And what makes this variety special is several reasons. First, it's 2 weeks earlier to flower than our current Medinia White. It has a more bushier habit. And because it's bushier habit and less vigor, it's easier to grow. And on the next slide, we have a great trial photograph that demonstrates those messages. The middle photograph shows you the new Medinia Elegant White on the left with the Medinia White on the right. And you notice how earlier the Elegant White is, the flowers are on tops and sides of the plant, and it's much more controlled vigor compared to the Medinia White, which is just starting to flower. The Medinia White will stay in our assortment because it's a very popular variety and many growers are successful with it, and it also has excellent garden performance. But the Elegant White fits a solution for our customers who are looking for something that's earlier to flower and easier to grow. The photograph on the left of the Elegant White shows you the garden performance of all of our Dipladenia, but this one in particular, you notice just how well it does outside all summer long, that nice mounded habit, and just the flower coverage you have all the way around with those pure white flowers. So our entire Dipladenia assortment is certainly a standout, and we're really happy to bring this new one to market.
Okay, thanks, Matt. You've got some really great varieties coming for cast. Let's keep this rolling with more vegetative spring annuals, and I'll start here with our new Nirvana XDR varieties. So we introduced Nirvana XDR last spring at cast, so hopefully you guys remember that introduction. And this series was really born from our Cora XDR breeding. So everything Amy Gardner shared with you about disease resistance and the screening we do for Cora XDR is built into this Nirvana series as well. So this is the next generation of vegetative vinca for sure. We've got 3 great new colors into the assortment this year with the apricot splash, coral, and watermelon. What's nice about these varieties is we're really utilizing interesting and unique colors that are hard to get into a seed program and bringing them into a vegetative series. So you're going to see cool colors, varieties with a bit more vigor than a seed type of Cora habit. So more vigorous habit, great for patio containers. Little teaser that we're also seeing these mix beautifully with other heat lover vegetative varieties like lantana and pentas. So if you come to cast, you'll see what we're talking about. So next slide, Allison. So here's our full assortment, 7 colors in all in our new XDR series. So again, focusing on those unique colors, something a little bit different for your programs. We had fantastic feedback from our summer trials, at public demos, university trials, that these genetics are just built for the heat. They really size up beautifully in the summer. They stay in flower. They've just got the horsepower and the resilience. So everything you love about vinca for those heat-loving aspects is built into these vegetative varieties. One other note here is, I don't know if anybody listening in has ever tried to root a vegetative vinca. It can be tough. They're a slow rooter in the species in general. Great news, we have callus cuttings. So we are offering a callus cutting program from our farm in Guatemala. This is a huge advantage in terms of rooting time. You'll pick up at least 2 weeks in rooting. It also is a much more uniform rooting, so you'll have less losses on the bench. And then overall, it's a 3-week advantage in production time when you use those callus cuttings. So if you're looking at this series, a little bit nervous about propagating it, definitely look into the callus cutting program. It is definitely makes this a really easy product to not only propagate, but then finish. So next up are petunias. We've had so many good petunia introductions in the last couple of years. In 2025, we are still rolling with some fun varieties. So just another little teaser, we've got our new Funhouse Black Widow. Okay, I know This might be the most polarizing variety in our new variety presentation. You either love, love, love black petunias or maybe not so much, but this variety could definitely maybe turn you back onto black petunias. This is Funhouse Black Widow. What I love about this black petunia is it's a true dark black flower color, but you can see that whispering vein of white in the throat, and it really gives that flower a little extra pop, so it's not so dark. And these black petunias are going to be super fun to use with combinations. So get ready to see us start incorporating these into quick combos. Would love to see what you guys start mixing these with because I think that black flower color is a really nice component for a mix. So here's our fun house at a glance. It's really a collection of unique varieties. So along with papaya and peach melba, we've got Black Widow in here now. My favorite combination from the summer was courtesy of Melanie Fernandez, did a nice mix with Zydeco Fire Zinnia at our Gilroy location. And you could see that mix from all the way across the property. It really popped with the black and the orange. So again, a fun component. I think we'll have a good time seeing where this petunia fits into a lot of different programs. So in our Sanguna series, this is definitely our workhorse of vegetative petunias. Almost every single greenhouse for spring production has some kind of vegetative petunia in a basket program, and our Sanguna varieties are perfect for that. They are large flowers, great habits, fast to fill. We're selecting for early flowering, so we've got a wonderful assortment. And now we've got a true yellow into that assortment. This is Sanguna Sunshine, and it's just that big, bright yellow flowers, really saturated yellow color. It actually is a 9.5 hour minimum photo period requirement. So that means it's a day neutral variety. So you'll be able to get this petunia in flower in early spring, but it's got the vigor that it will work all the way through the spring season into the summer. So it's a fantastic addition to Sanguna. Here's our whole series of Sanguna. We're up to 17 varieties now, so it makes it real easy to have a beautiful array of colors for your basket productions, also for mixes. And then, of course, we're Syngenta, so we take our trialing very seriously. We not only like to really evaluate our varieties within our own assortment and how they work within a series, but also mindful of what's happening out in the market. I think everybody can agree yellow petunias are extremely popular right now, and there's a lot of really great varieties on the market. Good news is we've screened Sanguna Sunshine with a lot of the most popular yellow vegetative petunias on the market, and she's held up beautifully. We trial every summer at Lucas Greenhouse in New Jersey. Has anybody been there in August? It's hot, it's humid, it's terrible for petunias. So if your petunia survives those environments, you've got a winner. So here you can see we've got Sanguna Sunshine stacked up against some of the more popular varieties out on the market, and she did great in those conditions. The flower color maintained that deep saturated yellow. We never lost our flower size, and you can see that branched habit maintained really well through the entire summer, even as the plant matured. One other note here on the Sanguna Sunshine, it is replacing our old Sanguna Yellow. So you can see the photo there on the bottom with the comparison where we've just really upgraded to a really beautiful deep saturated yellow color with Sunshine. Okay, moving into a new series introduction. This is Fanatic Scaevola, and I hope everybody will be super excited about this complete upgrade on our Scaevola assortment. Our breeder has been really busy. We've been able to basically revamp our whole assortment with brand new genetics. So for those of you who have been growing Bombay Scaevola for many, many, many years, this is the next generation, and I promise you it is a true upgrade in terms of better branch plants, flowers on top of the plants, a little bit earlier to flower, and just an overall tidier habit in Scaevola, but you still have that wonderful heat tolerance. So you can see here from our trial photos, especially in spring is where you see the advantage of these new genetics. We've got Fanatics on the right compared to the Bombay varieties on the left. And in each case, we've got better branching, more flowers, earlier to flower. So please trust me, but trial them. These are a wonderful replacement for Bombay. We will still keep our Bombay Yellow and Bombay Platinum. They'll just move into the Fanatic series as well, just to keep it simple so you're not trying to figure out which Scabola is which. So again, brand new series. We're excited about it. We'll hope you'll be a fan too.
I love the puns.
I know, we can't help ourselves, right? Okay, last but not least, my favorite program to manage is quick combos. We love working on mixes. It's a huge growing category for our industry, so it's also really important. Just as a reminder, quick combos are a program that are multi-stuck liners. So not only do we need a mix that looks beautiful in the finished container, the components need to be able to be stuck together at propagation and grow and root together well. So it's a little bit more complicated than just building a nice combo. It's how they work together from start to finish. So new for 2025, we've got 5 new mixes, 13 improvements. We thought we'd just tease you guys a little bit here with a couple of our favorites that you'll see at Cast, starting with Paint the Town mix. So Painted Love Purple Petunia, one of my favorite introductions from last year. Now we're mixing it into our quick combos, and you can see here with the Deco Purple and the Lanai White Verbena. What an elegant traditional mix, but with that pop of fun with the Painted Love Purple, I think this is going to be a top seller right out of the gate. Also new for next year in our late season assortment, this is Playa Blanca mix. We really have been trying to get outside of the box on different combo ideas, especially from a multi-liner plug. And so using this Mizu with Lantana and Angelonia, with our trialing, they work great together as a single plug. So they mix well in propagation, but then you get this really unique finished combination too. And with that Mizu trailing with kind of a succulent look to it, I think it's different. I think it's unique in the market, and I hope you guys do too. So before I let you go, just one reminder that if you need any information on our quick combo program, our website, Syngenta Flowers, has all of that information. We've got at a glance guide with all the components listed out, plants per pot, grow times. We refreshed our logo last year, so we've got all that POP for new tags, cart banners, anything you would need for a retail program, and plus really excellent technical information on producing multi-species liners. So the information's there. We also have a great tech team if you need that help too, but hope you guys will enjoy our cast this year. Little teaser.
All right. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of combos at Cast for a lot of things. You'll see a lot of these new varieties kind of rooted together, working in teamwork. So yes, lots of combos and more to come from us in combos too. But let's move into our perennial assortment. So we're going to have Amy Gardner take us through a selection of our new varieties in perennials for this year.
Okay, thanks, Allison. So as with our vegetative and seed components of this presentation, this is only some of what you're going to see at Cast. We have even more new varieties that are not on this presentation. Think Plants is a wonderful partner for us, so they will be supporting us at Cast with all of the new varieties, as well as all of our heavy hitters from Syngenta. And then, of course, we, as we've done in the past couple of years, will also have another presentation to give to you from our own site as well. So without further ado, first we have a reboot of the Caribou series. So this is our Campanula series. This is a reboot in that we have multiple different colors now, including this beautiful dark blue bicolor, which I think is going to really pop at retail. We also have a light blue bicolor, the Caribou Big Blue Star, which replaces the Caribou Forte Blue, which has been a favorite for many, many years. And then Caribou Blue. So the white, the blue, and the bicolors are going to fit within the same habit They will work well in smaller pots. And then the big blue star as the replacement for Forte is going to have a little bit more vigor. But all of these have fantastic branching and are going to be super floriferous and do very, very well in the garden as well. Okay. We have one more variety to add to our Irresistible series of Erissimum. This Erissimum series is hardy down to zone 5, and it's available in an array of colors. What sets Erissimum, this Erissimum apart from the others is not only its zone hardiness, but also it's far more compact and very, very well branched. So you get tons of flower without nearly the amount of PGRs that you would need with other series. So super tidy. And on the next slide, we can see that there's a nice full range of colors, and this fire really adds something to those beautiful magentas and the tricolor and the yellows that we've had. The fire is also going to be a little bit later to bloom, so it times very well with the yellow, which makes a good combo. The other colors are slightly earlier to bloom. This series does not require vernalization, but it does benefit from cold treatment. Next, we have 2 new varieties to go into our Aromatico series. So Aromatico is known for a wonderful fragrance and fantastic branching. It is very early to flower. We will keep the Aromatico blue for at least 1 more year, but we do have the Evolution, which is fantastic for small quart programs. Very, very quick to fill and fantastic branching. And then we have the Aromatico Forte Blue. So that's going to be obviously for your larger formats, a little bit more vigor in the garden, but both are very resistant to botrytis and fantastic performers without the need of vernalization. Next, we have a new variety to go into our Javelin series. This is a very early blooming, strong plant called Fortissimo. So this has good amount of vigor. As I said, it's quite early, good branching and nice disease resistance on this as well. If you go to the next slide, we will see that this really rounds out the assortment. So the Fortissimo is going to be a little bit larger and a little bit more prominent. It's going to be extremely early. And then you have the rest of the series, the deep purple, the deep rose, and the white. And of course, rounding it out, you've got the compact purple, which is similar to the others, except it's kind of the opposite of Fortissimo. So it's got the flowers directly above the foliage and good for those compact, smaller formats, whereas Fortissimo is going to come out with abundance very early and very strong.
Yeah, great lavender to add to our very robust lavender assortment. I think we got a lavender for everything, right, Amy?
We do, and you will see a lot of them in combinations.
Yes.
All right. Next, we have a couple new Western Star leucanthemums to add to the mix. So our highest seller leucanthemum that we have is the Taurus, and we have a brand new Taurus to improve upon that. It improves with up to 7 days earlier flowering and larger flowers as well. We also have a nice Western Star Capricorn, and Capricorn is the second yellow cream colored flowered leucanthemum that we have in the mix. This one is going to have a plant habit that is very similar to Leo. So on the next slide, I believe you'll see the entire series. What's great about Western Star is that there's lots of different sizes and different applications amongst the series. So it's very diverse. There is a color and a flower and a plant habit for all of your production needs. Okay. We so far have been covering some vegetative options. We do have a few seed options that we're bringing forth into our perennial program. We've had Camelot on the market for quite a while. Camelot is a very robust digitalis. We're happy to now bring in Dottie, and Dottie is about 6 to 8 inches more compact than Camelot and also the competition. And it's also about a week earlier to bloom. Another wonderful thing about Dottie is it's very, very well branched. In our summer trials, I never saw less than 6, usually 8 spikes coming out of a gallon. So extremely floriferous and very impactful. We also have the lovely color of the warm rose and the peach, which are very popular right now. Of course, we still have the cream and the white and the purple, which are a little bit more common. Okay, and lastly for seed, we have Surrender. So this is a medium-sized sedum, and as you can see, tons of beautiful blooms on this plant. The stems are extremely robust and very strong, so they can hold these giant heads of flowers without breaking open. This is a wonderful option for those of you who are tired of vegetative propagation for sedum. Vegetative propagation can be challenging in that you need really good moisture management, and they can be difficult to get going and keep off diseases. With this seed option, it's going to make things a lot easier all the way from propagation through to finish with no sacrifice of color or garden performance.
All right, thank you, Amy. And that finishes off our selection of the perennials that we shared. And I should say too, the annuals, both seed and veg that were shared earlier, were just a selection of what we're launching for all of 2025. So you can see more of that on our website and in our full presentations, but we wanted to give you a little sneak peek here in this hour that we've got. So with that, we will go into our next Amy. We love Amy's here at Syngenta Flowers. So we've got our AAA group here of Amy's. So we'll hear from our third Amy today on Vegetalis.
Thanks, Allison. We have an Amy for everything, right? So just to start, if you're not familiar, Vegetalis is our premium home and garden vegetable assortment that's tailored for the modern gardener. Our collection features compact plants, ideal for container and small space gardening, which is perfectly suited to fill your target customers' needs. Our diverse assortment includes popular favorites like tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, and basil, along with some other exciting species, all of which can be found on our website. And these versatile varieties thrive in gallons, 10-inch, 12-inch, or 14-inch containers. However, depending on the variety, I would maybe recommend planting a couple of plants per pot for those larger containers to maximize pot fill and your harvest. What also sets Vegetalis apart is our breeding focuses on delivering abundant harvests on tidy, compact plants that will last throughout the summer season. So that will ensure customer success and a rewarding growing experience for the gardener. For 2025, we're excited to announce 6 new introductions to our Vegetalis line, and today I'm going to share more about 4 of these additions that continue our tradition of bringing exceptional, space-efficient vegetables to home gardeners. So first of all, we have Baby Jack eggplant. Baby Jack is an addition to our eggplant assortment, which includes amethyst, which is a traditional purple variety, pinstripe, which is white and purple stripes, hot black, which has that dark, more traditional eggplant color. And Baby Jack is characterized because it produces small, deep purple fruit. All of the assortment have beautiful green-gray foliage and lilac flowers, which brings an ornamental feel to your vegetable garden as well. Baby Jack should be harvested on the smaller size, about maybe 2-inch diameters, but it's absolutely okay to harvest them a little bit later. But when you harvest them at that nice small size, they are perfect for, say, skewers. I did that last summer, and it adds a beautiful feel and a different taste to your summer grilling. Next. So Big Ben is my most excited introduction this year. It is a traditional sweet bell pepper, but it is compact. I still do recommend some caging because it produces an abundance of fruit that are good sized, traditional bell shape that turn from green to red. They have thick, juicy walls that can be eaten at the green stage or the red stage, and they are both delicious and unique in both those flavors. It has some heat tolerance and tolerance to TMV, so it ensures longevity in the garden. But it's still compact and just has that traditional bell feel. And we've been waiting for a traditional red bell pepper to complement our assortment. So I'm very excited about this one. Next, we have a cocktail tomato, Akoya. Akoya is super unique. It is an eye catcher in the garden. So again, this gives you an ornamental look in your vegetable garden. It has these dark purplish green foliage, and then a ton of these black fruits that turn an orangish red when they're ripe. So just to be clear, they are not to be eaten at this purple stage, unlike some other varieties. You do want to wait for them to turn mostly reddish orange before you consume. But it's a beautiful plant. It's a great, probably retail impulse buy. Everyone that sees this is attracted to it. And it just gives you a little bit of a different look to add to your program. Next. Lastly, we have Divinity, which is what we're calling more of a slicer type tomato. You can kind of position this between, if you're familiar with our assortment, between Summerlast and Big League. So it's somewhere in between those two varieties. It has slightly larger fruit than Summerlast, a little bit smaller than Big League, but not too much. Maybe about the size of, say, a tennis ball. It has nice, strong stems, which supports all the fruit. However, caging is well recommended. But the fruit is abundant. It's going to, grow with minimal support and should give another option if you're looking for something with a little slightly larger fruit. It also has late blight tolerance, which is an improvement from Summerlast.
I know all of the fruit that these plants can bear can be overwhelming sometimes, Amy. We got you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Very productive. All right. So that concludes our presentation of the select assortment of our full 2025 new varieties for first look at cast. Some reminders, a lot of our product managers here mentioned all of the great resources that we have on our website to help support you in these products and learn more about culture and like best practices and just really how to be the most successful, whether you're a propagator, a finish grower, a retailer, and home gardener. So we've got resources to help you be successful. So check those out on our website. We've got videos on YouTube. We have our webcast website that also has a lot of great information about our 2025 new varieties. And Caroline just put a link in the chat to our website, which has our webcast in it. So be sure to, click around on our website and check those things out. And now we'd love to take any questions that you have so far after viewing this. You can type them into the Q&A and we will answer them here live. So I'll give people a few minutes to put anything in and we'll chill on this slide here. But thank you, product management team, for sharing all of your expertise and tips and tricks and resources with us. And I found it awesome, so I'm sure all of our audience found it to be very helpful and getting them excited for CAST as well. So thank you. Any questions? Really? No questions? I think we were just so thorough.
Surely there's got to be some questions.
Okay.
Your one came through.
Here's one. Okay. Did you say the Scavola Bombay series will be replaced by the new varieties?
Yes, so Fanatics is a full replacer for Bombay. And we've got all the colors covered now. And then as a reminder, Bombay Yellow and Bombay Platinum will be renamed into Fanatics. So hopefully that makes it just an easy transition. So you're not struggling to figure out what series you're ordering from. But if anybody's interested in doing some Scavola trials now, we've got cuttings available at the farm. Reach out to your favorite broker, our tech team, and we can get some in your hands right now. So you don't have to just believe Syngenta that it's an upgrade, but trial it yourself. I swear you'll be so happy.
Yeah.
Here's
All
another
right.
one. Tips
Yeah.
for Catharanthus in the Northeast. Don't start them too early. They are a heat loving crop. So if you start them in early spring, all you're going to do is extend your crop time, probably see some weird rolling of foliage. Vinca typically doesn't like it cold and wet and dark. So this is definitely a product that's perfect for late season sales. So I would be targeting, Memorial Day into June, some of those summer season programs, and you'll have a lot better success.
Yeah, and I would just add, Amy, that on the seed side, we also have the Blockbuster series, and germination under less than ideal conditions was one of the main breeding protocols that we use to develop that series. So that's a great option, especially where you don't need the disease resistance. One thing that actually jogged my memory, one thing that I failed to mention when I was talking about Cora XDR Red Glow is that it's 7 to 10 days earlier to bloom than the Cora Classic Red. So that brings our flowering window down into a much more ideal situation. So a little bit earlier. So you asked about earliness in the season, a little bit of an aside, but those are a couple of options for you.
See,
Will we have more indie colors in the future?
oh, Vaughn. The answer is yes. I'm just not going to guarantee an exact date. We do have more ITZY in the pipeline, and some really great colors. So yes, stay tuned. Not this year, but hopefully next.
Great questions.
Vaughn always brings the good questions.
Yes. Okay. Any others?
We should have done a poll. How many people like black petunias?
Yes. Well, I like that with
One
golf
hand.
gardening
Thank you,
is a
Anna.
trend with Akoya. You get some nice combos in there, do some fun stuff. So yeah.
I think we do have a few people raising their hand, maybe, that we're not catching.
I see Jenny says she loves goth gardening. Yes.
I don't see any raised hands on the list. Oh, we got Hannah. There we go.
2 out of 100. Great.
All right. Oops. All right, Hannah, would you like to, you can remove yourself from mute if you want to ask a question. Nope. And there's a question, can you email this recording out to us? Yes, it will be sent out to everyone who registered for the webinar. So 100%, it will go out. Share it with a friend. All right, another question from Vaughn. We've got salvia varieties are important at retail. What do you have in the pipeline?
Always working on something for sure.
All right. Okay. I think with that, we will close our webinar. Thank you all for your attendance and your questions. If you do have any questions afterwards, you can always reach out to us and via email, and we can answer any questions that you have. But thank you very much for joining us, and for anyone watching this recording afterwards, thank you for taking the time to watch the recording. And we look forward to seeing you at CAST. Or at any other event where Syngenta Flowers is. So thank you very much for your support, and have a great rest of your day.